And welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. Things have been going pretty much on autopilot here for a while. The matter fabricator has been matter fabricating and so on. And I've started doing something with the creosote oil here. I've got a project table set up with some slabs, a creosote bucket, and that makes wooden ties, which is used to make wooden rail beds, which is necessary in a bunch of the Railcraft track recipes. However, I'm going to have to automate that because it's painfully slow. Doing it manually, you get one wooden tie at a time. You need 4 of them per rail bed. So I'm going to have to work on automating that. Also down here, probably over here, I'm going to put the GregTech industrial grinder and so on. But I think first I need to attend to a power need. Because one of the things I had to do when I first got on here was I had to go into the nether and move my lava pump again. And that's not too big of a problem, except that the lava pump is having to be moved farther away each time. And so what I need to do is come up with another source of power that can possibly replace the lava. So I'm figuring to get a pump, some redstone engines, torches, chunk loader if I need it, or just in case I need it, and a refinery, and start drilling oil. The one thing I'm going to need elsewise is I'm going to need to make up some iron tank wall, tank valve, and some tank gauge to build a tank to hold the fuel that the refinery will be making. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put the refinery away right now. I don't need it at the moment. I got to get the pump set up and some tanks to receive that. I guess another set of liquid transposers to move the oil from the pump site back here. Yeah, that's going to be the ticket. Liquid transposers move the oil from the pump site into an iron tank down here, where it can then be refined into fuel, and then from there we can use that to generate some Buildcraft power. So I'm going to get this iron tank made up. I'm going to have to process a bunch of these iron plates in the rolling machine. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, I've got my iron tank stuff together here, and I think I'm just going to set the first one right here. And I'm just going to go with 3x3 tanks for the time being. Besides which, I think the one for oil isn't going to have to be that big, because it's just a holding tank to hold the oil until it gets refined into fuel. No. Let's put a valve unit there. And another one here. Okay, 576 buckets worth of oil capacity. And now let's see. I believe I can go 5x5 by 5 for one, but I don't quite have room for that. Well, actually I could if I just went down a little bit, so why don't I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I put the bottom of it down there, like so, and I don't glitch through the floor. Yeah, that'll work. And this tank will be for holding fuel. And let's see, I'll put a valve piece in the bottom. And start building up my walls. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe I didn't have to bring it down quite so low, but that's all right. Yeah, I do want that output in the bottom. I'll just have to run my plumbing a little different. I'm going to get some more tank wall made up, get this tank finished, and then we'll see about getting some oil being pumped in and then refined. Alright, I've got my tanks completed now. Okay, now I'm going to take a liquid test rack and just, I think I can just pop it right on there. You know what? I think I'm not going to do it no, I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to leave it that way and just try it. See if it works. Alright, this one's going to be receive only, and frequency 4, I guess, and we'll call that oil. Alright, so that will receive oil, dump it into the tank. And then here we'll have an output coming out with liquiduct. Coming out here to feed a refinery, and from the refinery we'll feed the resulting oil into that tank, which has a 2,000 bucket capacity. And let's see, then I'll need to rig a pipe coming out of the bottom of this tank. Which means I need to stair step my way down there. And okay, that isn't really open to too much, so I'm going to go ahead and block this just to prevent unwanted guests. Yeah, I know there's resources up there, but I'm not worried about them. Alright, throw a torch down here. And then just platform my way over here. Position liquiduct there. Bring it back this way. Alright, and I'll need levers to activate that and whatnot when I'm ready for it to be active, but that's the beginnings of setup. The next step right now is to get the oil pumping operation going. And let's see, I've got a pump, redstone engines, redstone torch, chunk loader, plenty of cobble to work with. Okay. So, let's head out there. Because as you'll recall, near the quarry site there is an oil spout, And that'll be the first one to go ahead and use because it's handy. And there's more oil spouts around here. There's another one out that way, and there's actually a pretty big one off that way. Pop down the pump, redstone engines. And then right on top, liquid tesseract. And we'll set this to send only oil. Okay, pop down some torches. And it occurs to me I won't need a chunk loader for here because there's one over there keeping the farms and quarry area loaded, so we're good to go there. And it is already pumping, so let's go have a look factory side for the reception of the oil. Alright, our oil tank has 6 buckets of oil in it, so putting that on there on the side like that worked. That was good. So we need to now set up oil refining. And let's see, I'm going to bring this out here on the block. I don't even know if this refinery will connect to this liquid duct, so let's find out. Apparently it will. This is good. Okay, so let's run some more out there. To that tank. And now we just need to get some power to this thing. And for that, for the moment, I'm just going to use the redstone energy. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me look here. Redstone energy cell might just look like the best way to power it for the time being until I can get some conduit run down there from something else. So that's what I'm going to do for the moment. This cell isn't even fully charged yet, so that's alright. It'll be a good temporary thing for the moment. I gotta get some RAS lamps in here so I can get these blasted torches out of here. Alright. Do I have a bucket? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm getting a bucket. I just realized I have one right over here. Just leave that there. Pull this out, put it down there, and I get my bucket back. Okay. Going to get a bit of oil. Not what I had in mind. Alright, put oil there and there. And the reason for that is to make sure that oil only goes where it's allowed to and fuel only goes where it's allowed to. Now let's pop this down here. And the thing is running. Okay, I need to get a lever. Why did I not do that? I had everything else. Ay. Can I just wrench this thing? No, it's going to need a lever to activate it. Alright. Refinery is fully stocked with oil. There's more coming into the tank. And now let's see, wrench that for output. Do I need a redstone signal for that pipe too? Apparently I do. Alright. And now we have fuel being produced. Very good. And we'll just keep going with that until that one oil source runs dry, and then I'll move the oil pump and run another one dry, and then I'll eventually get out to that great big one that it goes like 25 or 30 blocks above the water. So that's a pretty good size oil well. And what I'll be doing is running this fuel into engines to produce BuildCraft energy to power some of this stuff that needs it. And then I can begin to reduce my dependence on the lava by not using lava to power things like, say, this over here. Instead, just generate BuildCraft energy down below with burning fuel, which will be a lot more, let's see. Yeah, no, we went on, so I can go ahead and get some daylight here. So yeah, that's gonna work out. I'm gonna have to make up a bunch more redstone energy conduit and probably work out some combustion engines, I think, or perhaps a steam boiler might be a better way to go. I'll have to look into that. And in the meantime, another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting into the bees and the bee breeding and whatnot. And I know that a lot of people find that to be really kind of bleh, boring and whatnot. But I have seen entirely too much of people getting some really cool stuff out of these bees that makes it worth it to take the time to breed them, to learn the breeding, to breed the good ones, and get to where you can produce some cool stuff. For example, I saw a video that Hypno did. It was uploaded just today, as a matter of fact, that he has bees that produce copper, bees that produce tin and iron, and there are a host more. So I think I'm going to need to get into that, because that will make a lot of ores renewable resources, and that's a good thing. And it's like this oil is a temporary step. When I run out of the local supply of oil, I want to be prepared and set up to start producing biofuel to replace the oil-based fuel. And so with that in mind, I think what I need to do is I think I want to start looking around to see if there's some villages around here. I seem to recall that there is. Go ahead and plug this hole. I don't need it open anymore. Drop another torch or two around here for the moment. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, we got a good amount of oil here, 43 buckets of oil, and 6 buckets of fuel. Refinery is running good. We've got enough redstone energy cell to keep this going for a while. And what I'll do is, I don't know, I guess I might rig up some electrical engines to power it off the solars for a while, until I can get some combustion engines or something set up. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a little while and look around the local area here and see if I can find a village or two. Alright, it has been a rather long several Minecraft days. Actually, about an hour or so of real time flying around all over the area, looking for a village. and this is the only one I found, and I'm about 1,200 blocks away from new home where the factory is. And along the way you can see I've set up a lot of waypoints. The ones that are labeled B, that's where I've found beehives that I want to go back and get. I have found several, like, I stopped counting after about 6 good-sized oil wells that I will be drilling, one of which is right over there. And so I won't be running short of oil supplies for some time to come. I do need to, let's see, there was a skeleton in the water over here. I guess he either left or drowned. But the main reason I was looking for a village is right here. This is the beekeeper's house. The beekeeper is safely tucked away, locked inside. And out here is a couple of apiaries. We have impregnated frame, untreated frame, tropical queen. This is going to be good. And here we have more frames, a proven frame. That's a really good one. Meadows queen. And of course there is the apiaries themselves. And so I will be taking those. And I think what I'm going to do is before I leave, I'll go up here on the roof. Yes, I'm using a pickaxe to cut wood. For shame. I just want to see what he's selling. Okay, he'll take wheat for dripping combs. So that's decent. I will more than likely be back to do a little business with him, because he's going to be the only place where you can get these proven frames, which are the much better frames available. I'm going to go ahead and plug that with dirt. And now I think, what am I got this logic matrix programmer for? I thought I dumped that off. Oh well. Well, there's one guy managed to get back out. What the heck is that? I thought I had that blocked up. Well, I don't know how you got out, or maybe you just spent the night in the water, but oh well. Anyway, I am now going to take my gains. I'm going to head back home, get my inventory straightened out, and I'm going to get started with some bee breeding and work my way up towards, eventually work my way up towards getting some of these really cool bees that produce things like copper and iron. I'm not sure, but I think there's at least one variety that can produce iridium ore, or something that can be turned into iridium. I don't know. But anyway, they're a good, valuable resource, renewable. And once you get things going, from what I understand, pretty much automatic. So, I'm going to be working on that. And I'll see if I can't have something of an update in the next episode, both on the bee project and on the fuel project. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.